What's up, Black family? Peace, love, and respect. Peace, love, and respect. I pray you all are doing well on this amazing night. So, Black family, I've been doing a lot of research these past about 6 or 7 days, and what I came to the conclusion of, one of my conclusions, is in the Black community, we don't know who the hell we are. And it's not just saying based off of race, but I'm noticing there's a lot of gender things. Like, we don't know a lot who we are based off of gender. Wait, hold on. All right, I'm back. I have to turn the air off because I think it was loud. Now that's probably the refrigerator. But I noticed that we don't know who we are based off of gender. And I kept saying to myself, why do we keep being in the same situations year after year, time after time? It's the same thing. And I can run down the list, but I'm pretty sure we know what we're struggling with. But I noticed one of the main things we're struggling with is who's who. Who's supposed to be doing what gender is supposed to be doing what, and oftentimes the woman is left doing majority of the work, right? So this topic is heterosexual is a gender. Yes, Black family, heterosexuality is a agenda. So let's get into it. I got some questions. One, how many same-sex movies did you see growing up? Two, how many heterosexual movies did you see growing up? Three, how many times did you hear opposites attract? And four, how many times were you told you should do this and act this way for the opposite gender? So one, how many same-sex movies did you watch growing up? Two, how many heterosexual movies did you see growing up? Three, how many times did you hear that opposites attract? And four, how many times were you told how you should act for the opposite gender? So I did a lot of research, and I'm going to be leaving all of the research that I, studied, that I went over. I'm going to be leaving it in the description so that you can also do your own research as well, Black family. So let's get into, do opposites attract? Well, study shows that 80% of us believe in the myth that opposites attract. This is due through film, pre-programming our minds to believe this saturated lie that study shows. So let's get into some relationships, right? We form relationships with others so we can assimilate some of the qualities of our partners. Most men and women get caught in gender roles based off of societal norms. Now, Darwin's theory says organisms of all species arise and develop by naturally selecting small inherited variations to increase the ability to reproduce, survive, and compete. To reproduce, survive, and compete. To reproduce, survive, and compete. It doesn't say anything about love. And as we get into it, we're going to see how much heterosexual is an agenda and how we've been this love bombing thing, this whole of love, trying to find love within the male and the female. We're going to see how much of the scam through research. Okay, so let's get into male and female start off the same while they're young. So this is the psychology of the differences between male and female. So with increases in testosterone levels, males, their physical strength and aggression starts to kick in, right? Males are antisocial by nature. So when you get women talk about, oh, why he doesn't speak to me, oh, why? Well, by their nature, males are antisocial. Then we get into females. Females are more agreeable by nature. This is the reason why females, I did the last time between the male and female. One is more logical, one is more creative. With females being more receptive, females are more agreeable. All right? Females prefer not to fight for achieving their goals, but males, on the other hand, their masculine egos, they choose to compete at any cost. Males are logical thinkers, females are creative thinkers. Females are often giving up their personal liking for the relationship. And this is what's happening a lot, especially when we look at the Black community. We look at the Black mothers, how they have given up so much for, great-great-grandfather, for fathers, for their sons, you know what I'm saying, for everybody, but mainly for these relationships that were absolutely going nowhere. So study is showing that females are oftentimes giving up their personal liking, their creativity to please males who are antisocial by nature and also aggressive by nature. Okay, and we're going to get into some more. We're going to get into so much more. Let's get into, females go for mates that are hierarchy than they are, whereas males go for women on the same level or lower to secure environment and happy married life. Now, I want to talk about that because I don't think a lot of women understand. Marriage is not for women. Yes, I repeat, marriage is not for women. The Bible says a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtain favor. There is no passage or script for the woman. Marriage is for man. This is the reason why most women initiate the divorce, because you're tired of being in that slavery. You're tired of being the one carrying majority of the weight. Marriage is for men, and study shows. So let's get into male and female psychology, starting with the female first. It says that female have a greater holistic perception, observing and dissecting information with logic and intellect. Male traits is balanced by female intuition, which is the highest form of intelligence. So when we talk about the women's intuition, right? Study shows that it is the highest form of intelligence, meaning she be right. Okay? All right, Black family, let's get into it. Female offer better understanding towards feeling. The brain consists of two emotional systems. So we have MNS, mirror neuron system, and temporal parietal junction. So that's TPJ. MNS is emotional empathy. TPJ is cognitive empathy. MNS is emotional empathy. TPJ is cognitive empathy. Females use more of emotional empathy, whereas males use cognitive empathy. So when you're wondering in relationships with male and female, you're wondering why you're so different. And it's interesting that they told you that opposites attract. Yet, if you go to the domestic violence of male and female, you will see that that's at an all-time high, as well as divorce. You will see that male and female divorce is at an all-time high. So heterosexual has been an agenda, and to be honest, study is showing that opposites really don't attract. Maybe curiosity does, but for a fact, opposites not attracting is really showing in the study. Because when you are trying to figure out why are we clashing, because you have no understanding of each other at all. So Let's get into females showcase promising hearing ability. Females are blessed with 11% more neurons in language and hearing than males. Study shows that females are able to recognize a baby crying more than males. You didn't hear the baby crying? No, I didn't hear him crying. I didn't hear it. Now you know. So males enjoy games that are rough, competitive, and show power dominance. Females focus on relationship building. They can change turns with and give opportunities for others to play. So meaning that males thrive in a competitive environment, whereas women always want to make it more of fairness. And I think we see that oftentimes with the male and female. We talk about the female aggression. So females' aggression is verbal, whereas males is physical aggression. Females' frontal cortex is bigger, so there is more controlled anger than males. So this is very prevalent because most male to female relationships, right? Most of the women are trying to figure out, why did he get so aggressive with me? Well, you have to understand the nature of the male, my love, is that through that testosterone, he's going to exemplify more aggression behavior because he is a male, because he has that testosterone, that aggressive behavior. Males thrive in competitive environments. So if you don't understand the male, then you don't understand nothing about man. And this is the reason why a lot of male to female relationships, they go bad, because there's a lack of understanding who's who. So let's get in affection towards music. Studies show that girl infants have less health problems and grow faster when they receive music therapy. Male infants do not have the same positive effect. So this is the reason why most women, as you can see, have always been musically capable. And that goes back to, that creativity, right? Let's get into the male psychology. Study shows that males black out white noise. This is attributed to testosterone response. During the development of the brain males will block out any repetitive unwanted stimuli. So what does that mean? That males will block out any repetitive unmatched stimuli. So for the females, women, the reason why most men do not listen to you is because they didn't already blocked you out. Study shows that they do not listen to repetitiveness. Okay, ladies? So when you're, he didn't already blocked you out, okay? This is study. This is the male psychology. He's not listening to you. And even in the study says that he does not listen to women because males have to be commanded, not nagged. This is the reason why the military is good, because they are commanded to do something and they're only commanded to do it once. Whereas you telling him to take out the trash, you're telling him to wash the dishes, you're telling him, that's nagging. He's not listening to you and he doesn't care. So now you understand, because the study is showing. Males display consistency than females due to minimal hormonal change throughout their lifespan. Meaning that most women, we go through pregnancy and periods, whereas men don't have to go through that pause in their life. So they're able to be consistent in their jobs. They're able to, basically keep doing whatever they're doing because they don't go through those hormonal imbalances. Males overestimate their abilities. Males are motivated by doing easy things even if they are not good, which could cause loss to them in personal areas. Meaning that men could get really, really arrogant, thinking that they know how to do everything. And this is attributed to them believing because they are the masculine, because they are the male. They believe that they can do whatever they want. They believe that their abilities is so much greater. And this is the reason why a lot of men, they lose out a lot. And it says, whereas females think patiently and know their actual abilities. This is the reason why we're seeing in life, especially in this time and age, this day and age, we're seeing that a lot of women are achieving more than males. And to be honest, it's because most females are more patient, more creative, more receptive, whereas males are just logical, they're just physical, you know what I'm saying? They're just trying to go straight through, where females, they're making sure they weigh every outcome, you know what I'm saying? Whereas males don't truly do that. So affliction towards struggle. In competition and physical fights, males push their limits to bring their best possible version in front of the world. This makes them wise and mature through resistance and good guidance. What does that mean? That means that in order for males to be at their best, they need resistance. They need to be in a competitive environment. They need to be in an environment such as the military, such as the police field, such as the fire department. They need to be in those type of environments where they are constantly going through pressure, because that's where they pretty much thrive the most. But see, our problem as of today, this is the female's problem, is that you're trying to give the male the most comfortable life he has ever been in. And this is the reason why he doesn't grow. He's unable to lead anything. He's unable to do anything. And really, he becomes docile because he has no resistance nor competition. Males are supposed to be over males. Females are supposed to be with females in these certain environments, because it says females mature and wise through least resistance and good guidance. Males are supposed to be over males. This is the reason why the military, I believe every man should be prepped for the military literally at the age of 13. Males should be prepped for the military, literally 15, 16, they should be going off to the military. Every one of the males that are here on this earth should be heading to the military, because that is the only way that men are going to get in order when they have other men over them. So that's what that is. But this is something interesting. So let's get into this next study. That was the psychology of the male and female. This is the cohabitating with male and female, right? And it says people cohabitating because they have doubts are more likely to get divorced. So cohabitating reasonings, financial convenience. So this is another one of the studies, and where I get all of my information from, especially anything that has anything to do with science, biology, race, creed, anything like that, I get a lot of my information from the National Library of Medicine, or you could say PMC, so PubMed Central.gov. If it's not gov, if it's not edu, if it's not net, me personally, I don't be on it, because I want to make sure that I'm having accurate studies and research, educational and intellectual studies. So that's where I'm getting all of my information from, and I will leave the link in the description. All right, Black family. Now let's get into this. Cohabitating reasons. Financial convenience. Yes, the study shows that the reason why most male and female are in the homes with each other is financial convenience. That is many. 50% thought it will be a good idea. Relationship quality, event-driven, pregnancy, and I need a place to stay. Reasons based off a study, 252 men and women. They did a study, and a lot of them said that they moved in for a trial run for marriage. That was 72 to 74%, right? 88 to 89% said they moved in to test out. 84 to 92% said they moved in based off of financial. Some said religious purposes, attachment insecurities, depression, and anxiety. So as you can see, this has nothing to do with love. As I went through the study, no one's moving in with anyone because of love. So you've been duped, you've been bamboozled on the love speech. Church lied to you, school lied to you, TV lied to you. So, Black family, do opposites attract? Maybe out of curiosity. But I truly believe heterosexual definitely is the agenda. You were not sold on same-sex marriages. You were not sold on same-sex movies as when you were children. So at the end of the day, through all of this study, you can see that none of this has anything to do with love, as well as it has nothing to do with you actually truly come together to form some type of allegiance to better the world, whatever lie most guys tell, especially this 84 to 92% move in together based off of financial reasonings. And like I said, I will have the studies down in the description. I'm going to be talking a lot about this topic because most of our movements, as we know, have been male-driven, male-dominant. And I wanted to know, why have we been going through all of this throughout history, and as the Black community, we're still not in a good spot. We're still not in a good place, you know what I'm saying? So I started to really look at the psychology of the male and the female. I started to look at the biology. I started to really look at ecological things as well. I started to look at the intelligence. I'm looking at the mind, how the brain operates. And we're going to do a lot of talking about how the brain operates, especially when it comes to the male. Since a majority of our movements have been male dominant, we really got to talk about them. And we're going to really talk about how they think, how they operate, how they move. That way we can better navigate as women that are supposed to be following. And we're going to end up finding out the reason why it has not been working. So how many times have you heard opposites attract? All right, Black family, I love each and every one of y'all. Stay blessed, stay true. Black power.